You up for a little space adventure? Well, okay then, strap in. But today's destination won't just be a little cosmic pit stop. It could be your next home. Basically, astronomers have recently found a potentially habitable planet. But the key word here is potentially, so don't go packing your bags just yet. This planet is called Barnard Star B. If you're wondering who Barnard is, I'll get to that a bit later. Anyway, if you step on its surface, you'll probably see nothing around you except endless ice fields. Look up high into the dark sky, and you'll see a little murky-looking circle. No, that's not Barnard's moon, it's the planet's sun. Now, look down. Deep under your feet lie countless rivers, lakes, and seas of liquid methane. Okay, time out. None of this sounds like something I'd call habitable, at least not for humans. So, that's it. There can be no life here. Case closed. Thanks for watching. Remember to give this video a like, share it with your... Oh, I'm kidding. Give Barnard a chance, will ya? Hey, you never know. He could be hiding a lot more life than you'd think in those rivers and seas of methane. Okay, back to our story. Let's explore that murky little circle that I told you was Barnard's sun. The one the planet is orbiting around? This star is located 6 light-years away from us, and it's the 4th closest star to our solar system. Try to imagine our sun 5 times smaller and much less bright. Well, that's Barnard Star for you. And it has some other absolutely unique properties. Believe it or not, it's the only star that bears the name of the astronomer who studied it. Now let's meet him. Though Edward Emerson Barnard wasn't the first to discover this star, he proved in 1916 that it's the fastest star known to us. Yes, all the stars are moving across the universe, but Barnard's star is doing it at top speeds. And not only that, it's actually constantly approaching our solar system. Hey, don't worry, it won't cause any trouble to anyone. But one day in the next 10,000 years, it'll come closer to us than the Sun's current nearest neighbor star, Proxima Centauri. Well, 10,000 years might sound like a lot, but in the cosmic scale of the galaxy, it's a mere moment, maybe 2 at the most. Barnard's star is what astronomers call a red dwarf, a small, dim, and truly ancient star that's getting pretty close to the end of its life cycle. And yes, Barnard's star fits the bill of a red dwarf. It's so ancient that it probably saw the birth of the Milky Way galaxy itself. At around 10 billion years old, it's easily twice as old as our own sun. For something normally as bright and heavy as a star, being small, dim, and super fast is pretty remarkable. So it's no wonder Barnard's star drew so much attention from astronomers. Okay, but what about all this talk about a habitable planet? I'm getting there. So the first person to assume there was a planet somewhere near the star was astronomer Peter Van de Kamp. Back in the 60s, he observed wobbles in the star's movement. So, wobbles equals planet? Well, yeah, pretty much. You can even conduct your own little experiment and see for yourself. Try and lift something heavy in both hands and spin it around yourself a few times as carefully as you can. You'll quickly notice that this object isn't the only thing that's moving. It'll move you too. Or at least it'll make you wobble a bit. The exact same kind of wobble is present when a star is spinning around a planet itself. Unfortunately for Peter Van de Kamp, his observations were later proved to be flawed. But that doesn't mean he was completely wrong, because there is indeed a planet around Barnard's star. And we've now come full circle. Barnard Star B was finally discovered on November 14, 2018. An international team of astronomers, led by Dr. Ignasi Ribas from the Institute of Space Studies of Catalonia, started their research 20 years ago when they observed Barnard's star doing some other weird stuff besides wobbling. From time to time, as it was moving across space, its light would change. It looked kinda red one minute and then become bluish the next. Besides the whole wobbling thing, this kind of shift in starlight is another sign of an orbiting planet. They took lots of measurements with the most advanced astronomical equipment you could imagine, and they came out with a 99% certainty that the planet Barnard Star B exists. Now it's considered to be a super Earth-class planet. Sounds kinda epic, right? Something like Earth's cooler, older brother? And that's not exactly wrong. Barnard Star B has slightly more than 24 hours in a day, and it's always sunny there no matter what. And now it's definitely starting to sound like a better version of Earth. But Super Earth is just the term astronomers use to describe only the size of a planet that's larger than the Earth, but considerably smaller than ice giants like Neptune. As for Barnard Star B, it's about 3 times more massive than our planet. But it's nothing like it. And you already know that by now. Remember those seas of liquid methane? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Anyway, besides that, this planet is a huge ball of rock and ice that lies beyond the habitable zone of its star. Even though it's closer to Barnard Star than our Earth is to the Sun, its star provides only 3% of the light that our Sun does. Remember, it's a small, dim red dwarf. And even if we decided to meet a new dawn for humanity on this planet, there'd be one major problem. There wouldn't be a dawn at all. Barnard Star is so dim that it barely lights up anything on the planet. And how would you feel about living in temperatures of negative 275 degrees Fahrenheit below zero? Well, that's the estimated average temperature on the surface of Barnard Star B, so grab your mittens. The only planet-like object in our solar system that resembles Barnard Star B would be Saturn's largest moon, Titan. And that's exactly what makes the discovery of Barnard Star B so exciting. Astronomers are really interested in studying Titan, and that's why they've become so enthralled by this new discovery. This planet, just like Titan, is partially composed of ice, which means that it has water. Of course, it's too cold for liquid water to be there, but it has its own forms of lakes, rivers, and oceans that you already know are liquid pools of methane. And according to a 2015 study at Cornell University, chances are that simple methane-based life forms can develop and survive in these conditions. So, in a nutshell, there could be something alive floating in a methane lake under the surface of an icy planet 6 light-years away from where you're sitting right now. Pretty cool, huh? But let's not forget that the existence of such life forms is pure theory. So the idea that this newly found Barnard Star B planet is habitable for us humans is really far-fetched for now. But in the miraculous world of science, there's always room for new, unexpected discoveries. Not to mention, even if Barnard Star B isn't exactly a swipe right for us Earthlings, we've still got some other potential candidates. Actually, one of them is right in our neighborhood. Remember Proxima Centauri? You know, our Sun's closest neighbor star? Well, it's got a planet of its own called Proxima Centauri B. Lengthy name, but we can work on rebranding it if we move there. This planet is actually pretty fascinating. It's slightly bigger than Earth, and it receives just enough light from Proxima Centauri to keep temperatures above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Although one side of the planet never sees starlight and the other is literally baked by the sun, the planet's equator could be quite livable even for humans. So would that make us Proxima Centaurians, Proxima Centauri Bs? And like I said, we'll work out the details later. So do you really think humankind will ever find a habitable planet to make our new home? Or is it just the stuff of sci-fi movies? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe to always stay on the bright side of life. See you next time.